Hello channel and welcome back to the States. Yeah, I am recording sound. Sorry, I'm a little snafu at the beginning. We are in the Skylane and we are in Missouri. We just made it across the border last time. If for those of you who watched, you saw a pretty harrowing flight with some pretty pretty dangerous approaches and aborted approaches, and we ended up having to do an ILS down at the end there. But we're back in the Skyline, which I may regret because it's we have quite a distance to cross. I'll show you the route here before we get going. But we are here. We're more or less here. We're not at this airport. I think we're at this one, Springfield-Branson National Airport. And I plan on I think I plan on going into Kansas City. What is this thing here? Osage. Okay, this is Osage. Osage County Reservation. So either Kansas or Oklahoma. You know what? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to Oklahoma because I don't want to do the boring flat stuff, and I heard Kansas is actually flatter than a pancake. So I think today what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from Springfield and we're gonna go day to we'll see. We'll go via Bentonville. If you see my screen is being very laggy, it's because I have it's at this 30 Hertz refresh rate, which makes sort of things like this look really laggy, and it's not good. Windows doesn't like it, but it's really good for prepared. Let's go via Bentonville, Kilo Victor Bravo Tango, and we'll see if we'll make it all the way down to Sallisaw Municipal Airport. From there, I want to just basically make my way down into Texas, and I want to come around the south coast here, up through New Mexico, and over into California. So that's the plan anyway. But anyway, today, so we're gonna go to Bentonville, which is back in Arkansas. Kilo Victor Bravo Tango. Kilo Victor Bravo Tango. Okay. And if we check out the charts here, we see that there is actually very little in the way of nav aids on route, which can be kind of fun. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay, why don't we try and do a... Let's do it visually, and we'll do it low and slow. So we'll take off. We'll have to go, after we take off, we'll go south, and we'll follow this road down towards Sumner, Aurora, and up to Monet, at which point we'll follow the road directly south towards the city of Gamps, and then this. Okay, that'll be quite a challenge. Okay, fun. That's that's kind of a fun way of trying to do this. So let's try and sort of set up some waypoints, some preliminary waypoints here in the thing. Just so for our own reference. Yeah, that should be doable. So yeah, we can see here our first leg will be 180 for about 5 miles, and then we're gonna turn to a heading of 228 roughly. Okay, let's get this going. Once I get into the air, we'll take more care of this. Okay, one more thing we should check. Let's just put some more fuel in here just for the heck of it. 61%. It's 100 liters. Okay, we have 4 passengers aboard. As I have, maybe if you've been watching this before, I have shown you this, that my tires are failing, and I plan on not repairing them because I kind of want to see what happens. Okay, yeah, parking brake is set. Okay, fuel pump come on, add the fuel. Not for too long though. There we go. Correct the throttle. Turn on the beacon. Clear prop. It's weird sounding, right? Okay, it's kind of that charm. That's what I love about this simulation. That's what I love about the a2a simulation of the skyline. It's pretty neato. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna clear off this warnings, and I'm gonna go to terrain, and I am gonna
TOS system test okay.
Turn off this TOS message that always is so annoying. And I'm just gonna basically use this for the radio.
Kilo Sierra Golf Foxtrot Airport information Golf 2136 Zulu weather wind 272 at 13 gusting to 21 visibility 10 sky clear temperature 8 dew point -4 altimeter 2999 advise on initial contact you have information Golf Kilo Sierra Golf Foxtrot Airport information Golf 2136 Zulu weather wind 272 at 1.
Okay, cool. So the wind's coming in from the west. Let's see where we can go here. We can go, we want to depart south. Taxiway Tango November Delta, so this is Tango. Oh, doing kind of a wide turn here, but my brakes are shot, so I'm gonna pretend that's okay. I am actually really noticing the ground physics being sort of changed here a little bit. This Tango, we're gonna go runway 31, so we're gonna go left, and we're gonna look for Delta. This is basically the direction we want to go, so once we get up we're gonna just basically do a left turn and come back down 180. That's Charlie. It's totally pulling, by the way. Look at the way I have my pedals just to go sort of straight. Oh, now we're corrected, or did it? Okay, and here is Delta, just sort of diagonal. think it wanted us to go the other way on Delta, to be honest with you. I think I'd made a big mistake there, because we're now going in the opposite direction of where we want to go. See, that's what happens when you sort of come too reliant on the GPS, because it's a good GPS that has all the taxiways and all that sort of stuff in it. So I spent the weekend flying. I've been flying a lot, checking out the Salt Lake City scenery from PAXim, and once again trying out the really cool 717, the TFTI 717, which is a great aircraft. It just sort of seems to want to crash my simulator every time I start it up, so that's not that good, but I really like it. I think they're gonna, I really hope they're gonna be able to fix it. But yeah, I've been trying that out, and I've been sort of messing around with the settings again. It's so difficult to get it just right, because basically the PAXim Salt Lake City just kind of took away 10 of my frames, and that hurts. I'm kind of on the edge. 30 frames per second is what I really like that, and anything lower just doesn't feel completely right to me any longer. So here we are at the runway.
Springfield Tower, Cessna, November 995, Charlie Sierra, ready for south departure at runway 32. Cessna, November 995, Charlie Sierra, cleared for takeoff, runway 32, 1271, 13, south departure approved. Fly runway heading to 500, return, proceed on course. Cleared for takeoff, runway 32, maintain runway heading to 500, then proceed on course. Cessna 5, Charlie Sierra.
Just doing sort of a quick fake run up here. And yeah, okay, so I forgot to check the mags. There's something sort of odd about the way the engine sounds to me. It's also something odd about the way that this looks. I've been messing with the transparency settings again. Yeah, here we go. It should be at least 4. Yeah, so there we go. That's better. And I'm now running super sparse sampling to reduce the shimmering, but I'm only running it at 2, which maybe it's a little too little. Okay, so we can expect the wind to come in from the left here. That's fine, but before we get up, I'm actually going to set this to 180, because that's where we want to go. So I'm using a lot of right rudder and left aileron here to sort of compensate for this wind off takeoff. You can feel the aircraft pulling. It might also be those broken brakes. It's a little hard to tell, but whatever. It's interesting to try it out. So now that we're in the air, the thing is to sort of maintain runway heading, as I say, and that means, in this case, it means, as you can see, a pretty significant crab. Just because we do seem to have some pretty decent crosswinds going on. Oi.
Don't sink.
I always do that. When I retract the flaps, I sort of act like everything's going to be okay, and I think it's just, honestly, I think it's flying the airliners that kind of mess me up a little bit, because when you fly the airliners, you by the time you start retracting flaps, it's usually also when you turn in the autopilot, and it sort of trims you and makes everything good. Oh, look at that! It's climbing. So why don't we take this to about, since we're kind of, the visibility is not the best, Let's take this to about 3,000 feet. It's gonna give us a pretty decent altitude to do what we're trying to do here. Okay, and we'll turn, go parallel back the runway just a little bit before we turn 180. It's shaky up here. Okay, we're about level there, so we'll go right 180. And then we'll check out our charts just to make sure that we're following the right road. So we see here there's an intersection, there's a highway, and then there's a road going south. And I think we are right to follow the road going south. Let's double check. Yeah, so there's a highway, we're crossing that. There's a road going south, there'll be another highway, and when we catch that, that's when we'll follow that one right. Okay, so that's probably this road here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's definitely the second. Oh, see, okay, so there's a weird sort of, oh. Okay, so this is that weird triangle. So we're actually coming in here. And we want to take the first one to the right, which is not that one going south through the village, it's this one. Am I right? And that means another corner. Or is this the triangle? Oh man. See, it's already getting tricky. 228 is basically anyway the heading. 228, let's set it for 228 and we'll see where that sort of takes us. So this is when planning becomes kind of essential, because when you plan, at least you know sort of what direction the road is supposed to go in, and that looks a lot like it's that road. Yeah, it looks like it's that road. And it goes through a city, which is also looks about right, which is this one, Republic. And when you get out of Republic, the road should split in two, one going more south than the other. Could be that that's the one. That's Republic over there too. It also has stacks and towers on the chart, which this looks at least like towers, if not stacks. Only problem is I'm not seeing this sort of road that splits to the south. Yeah, the compass is lined up with the CI2. Okay, landing load can come off. Yeah, pitot needs to stay on. Let's close the cloud flaps too, and let's trim this aircraft for some level flight because it's still climbing. Okay, so from public there should be a road going straight west, which might be this one. That kind of makes sense, there's a little bend on it. Yeah, that's it, that's the one. So I think we're good here, and it also has lots of antennas here, as you can see. So, and it has a railroad, which this one also has. You see the railroad next to the train line here. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna keep going down here. And we're heading towards this Billings is probably the next one here, and then Marionville might be this one. And yeah, we're just gonna keep going. Actually, we're just gonna follow this road for a while. Let's turn on the autopilot so we can take a look from the outside. Since it's such a beautiful day, look at how much brighter it is on the outside than inside. Maybe it's because I haven't defogged my windows. Could also be the PDA shader tweak tools that I'm using, because I know that I do different shaders for inside and outside. Maybe that actually affects the overall lighting condition. So I'm still using chase plane, and I am finally getting to grips with it. I'm starting to learn it, and I think it's a really good camera add-on. I really enjoy it. Big fan. Another thing I've been trying out recently is X-Plane. I flew some X-Plane earlier today and I thought it was quite impressive. But you know, it just doesn't feel right. It feels like X-Plane, and that's not really what I want. I guess I really want prepared. I just want better scene reloading and better frames. But I guess I can't have that. But whatever. It is what it is. Okay, so here comes the city where the train and the road seems to split. Yes, that would be Aurora. And the train the train goes off to the left through the city of Aurora, and the highway goes down throughout the south. It sort of snakes around an airport. Sumner's Aurora, that's exactly what we're seeing here. That's Sumner's Aurora right there. So we are gonna keep following I-60 until we pass Aurora and get to the next city, which is called Monette, where we will head south. It's really fun to fly visually sometimes, especially actually in areas like this when there's not a lot of visual landmarks. It really sort of forces you to look at the charts. But it's so demanding. If you mess up, if you lose track of where you are, then you can forget it. Like it's all over. It's it becomes really hard to track. This actually looks like a pretty decent airport up here, or am I just mistaking? No, I'm mistaking. It's just those little loops at the end that sort of, sometimes I feel like that indicates that it's something, that it's what's on an airport that's had some extra attention, which is always nice. Yeah, I'm gonna switch gears here slightly. So I guess it's kind of showing us we should be tracking 245 for a while. So let's track 260 or something at this point. 255. This is our highway here. I'm going to increase the manifold pressure to 23 inches. And let's see if we can't get any higher temperature out of this. Let's see. Set it so what now? It's at 744. It's climbing. So you use the exhaust gas temperature, by the way, to sort of gauge what type of trim you need. Trim. What am I saying? Fuel mixture you need. And the lower you go with the mixture, of course, the leaner you run, the less gas you use, probably the more environmentally friendly you are, and also the faster you go. Kind of, believe it or not, but you can go too far and then it gets worse. And for RPM in this guy, I kind of found that 75, like 2200 RPM or something, is very sort of, that's roughly where you want to be. So yeah, what did I say? We wanted to follow this road. Let's follow this road. Kind of lost track of it, but I think it's this guy. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, see, that's the road, and it's going out there, down here. Okay, so that's the road basically, and I think that's also the next city then there. Let's see, so that's also the next city. Yeah, that's straight into Monette, and then there's a left going down right above the city somewhere. So wait until we see that, but the road should take a, there should be a road heading down south around there. Some planes trying to. Okay, so it's kind of our halfway point, so that's not so bad. Yeah, I think we'll touch on here. I need to go to bed before it gets too late, but that should be fine. So once we get there, it's roughly a heading of 172, 180, something like that. Actually, we could easily go to Seligman instead, or Sitka or whatever it's called, and then it's 178. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do 178, and we're gonna pass a tower, a grain elevator, a town called Purdy. That's kind of cool. Before we get to there's some mountains here, some little hills. It's kind of cool.
035, proceed on course, climb and maintain level 1904835.
So, kind of keeping my eyes peeled for this road. I think that's it, right?
127.54835.
Yeah, that's it. That's kind of the beauty of going VFR. You can just sort of do it, fly when you want to fly, turn when you want to turn. And we can see the road going there, so we can sort of make that our aim point. Getting a little dangerously close to the clouds here, though. Yeah, so we're heading down just to give us some space between the clouds and go around. Lovely. So we're here. And I think that must be Purdy, if that's the thing that the road sort of goes around. I'm sure it's Purdy. It's kind of pretty though, huh? With the winter textures like this. Very cool. Orbix sure did a good job with their winter textures. Very cool. Yeah, no, I don't know. If somebody, I'm really curious to getting to know X-Plane even better, but I think I really need some skills. I feel like there's so much sort of X-Plane mojo that I don't know. Like I'm incredibly curious into Ortho 4XP, but I just don't see why I have to create the scenery tiles myself. Can't, isn't there? Isn't there some sort of pre-packaged downloads? Do I really have to sit and devote CPU time to creating my own textures? It just seems so silly. And also the ground handling, man. The ground handling is just like, it's obscene. It's horrendous. It can't be the way it is, right? It just feels so wrong. If that's the way ground handling really is, then I'm surprised that we all live, because it's impossible. It's impossible to do correctly. I skid all over the place whenever I'm doing it, anyway. Okay, so that's Purdy. The road turned left around it, and we are keeping going south. You can see here now here's our electricity wires coming in, and they're crossing the road near Cassetteville, which would be this, and there's a runway, there's an airport on the left of Cassetteville, I think. Set it for 178 now. So if I'm right, and this is Cassetteville, we'll see an airport around here somewhere. That might be a very basic airport though. Okay, why aren't we not capturing the altitude? I thought I'd armed the altitude. Anyways, so we lost some altitude here, so I'm just gonna add by adding some mixture. Okay, so according to my reading of the charts, this is Cassetteville. It's where the power lines goes crosses the road, and this is Cassetteville, which also is on a little sort of left thing, and there is the airport that I was talking about, the Cassetteville airport. I didn't even see it at first, but there it is, clear as day. And ahead of us are the Ozark Mountains again, I think. Very cool. Okay, next step, so Cassetteville. Yeah, I can kind of continue south here directly and just try and sort of intercept, but I think that's a little silly. I think the right thing to do is to follow the road, so we'll follow the road. Lovely sky, huh? I use NTEX textures, and I really am so happy with it. NTEX is really good. It's a fantastic purchase. I think after using it for a while now, I'd actually venture as far as calling it a must-buy. It's a must-buy. I think if you use ActiveSky 16 and you have ASCA, NTEX is the thing to get. It's really good, and just integrates so well with ASCA. Really love it. You get a different look every time the weather changes, and the sky textures are really beautiful, and everything is just really nice. I'm a big fan, and 2 thumbs up for MTEX. Also for the price, I think it's a really good deal compared to all the other texture packs. It gives you all the textures you need basically in one pack, and it integrates with ASCA. It's wonderful. You can even add them to ASCA. You don't even have to sort of pick and choose. You can use both if you want. I'm choosing to use only MTEX at this point. I just don't like the ASCA clouds. They're too detailed. But it's really good. Big fan. Okay, so just let's keep looking at this chart as we go here, because we're getting close to where we want to be. Washburn. What can we see? So the power line is keep going down, and it will also cross the road up ahead somewhere. Maybe it already has, it seems like. And we will get to a tiny town called Seligman. Well, the road should turn left at some point here. Maybe it's up here. It's hard to see the road right now. Also, I'm getting quite a bit of crosswind. Yeah, see, here turns left. And that must be then the town of Seligman. Oh look, the snow's giving way. We are heading south, guys. So Seligman, and then once we come out of Seligman, it looks like it's a left or a right. And on the left should be a tower, and on the right we'll be skirting a lake, which is this lake. It also looks about right. Okay, well, I'm gonna try and commit here. So wait, well, that's a lot. That's a lot. So here's the road, and it's hard to track it through town, but I think yeah, it goes like this, comes out like over there.
Springfield approach 0 is out of 12,400 toward 6,000. 0 Springfield approach, roger, altimeter 30.
I think I might see the tower. I think that might be the tower over there. But yeah, here's the road. Here's the road going right. And here's the road going left. Good. That makes sense. That is according with our plan. So we'll take the road going right, obviously. That was our plan here. Because we are heading west. And there's 2 towers up ahead. Yep, 2 obstructions there. And basically we're here now. And that's it. We're on track now. So the question is, how do we find this place? We could on 6.4. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's tune the VOR at this point. 116.4. And yeah, this is at the VLOC, so we can then go ahead and tune the VOR. I think we'll actually follow the road a little bit longer just for the heck of it. But we'll use this to indicate a little bit what the right airport is, so we don't accidentally land at the wrong airport. That's kind of what I'm trying to avoid here. So here's the road. That's pretty cool. This has been a nice flight. Amazing. Very nice scenery. Not boring at all. Which has been a little bit of a problem going through these flat states, but this was fun. So was the last one, actually, with the weather turned bad. Cabin is nice and steady. So somewhere around here, probably in here, is where the city is. Yeah, that's the Avoca. That's that. That is this one. Rogers. Kilo Romeo Oscar Golf. That's clearly that. It's basically straight to the west of that. That's where you want to go. So that's not where we want to go. We want to go over here. There should be another one there. I don't think we even need this GPS VOR, but let's just tune it. It's 317. That's once we're at the airport, this will basically line up with that once we go over it, and that will again tell us that it's the right airport. It's kind of, I don't know if that's a ghetto solution for figuring out if I'm in the right spot or not, but I'm all about the ghetto solutions. I like doing things backwards. So anyway, when this lines up with the when this arrow lines up with the CD, the CDI, then I will know that I'm at the right airport. That said, the course is 249 from this airport to the other one, so I think we can just do that too. That's pretty much almost where we're going. Beautiful. 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 Very, very exciting. Very beautiful. Okay. Razorback approach. That's very, very cool. Bentonville Municipal, and let's get the weather there.
Kilo, Victor, Bravo, Tango, automated weather observation, 2118 Zulu, wind 286 at
Okay, so the wind is basically coming from 2.8. I don't know what runways we have to choose from here, but so 2.8 minus 3.6 minus 28, that's 12. 2.8 minus 18, that is 10. So I think we are gonna go runway 18.
Kilo Victor Bravo Tango traffic. Cessna November 995 Charlie Sierra is 5 miles east 4,100 inbound to land. Runway 18. Kilo Victor Bravo Tango.
Beautiful rendition of the scenery. This looks like America right here. That's very, very cool. It's proper Trump country below us. He really lucked out with that, by the way. Jesus, he's freaking me out a little bit, I have to say. You sure have one Looney Tunes president at the moment. Sorry, Americans that are listening, but that is some very irrational and unusual behavior. I hope that it doesn't continue. Okay, so here we go. I can see the runway over there, as I'm sure can you. So we will go in over these. We'll make our turning point over that little piece of wood there, I think, that woodland there, and then we'll come in. And and our wind is coming in from 2.8, was it? I'm just realizing I did my math wrong, but whatever. We're gonna do it this way. And I will see if I can do it or not. I'm a little high. I'm very high actually. Turn on the fuel pump, and we'll add the mixture in, and we'll put the props on the way in to slow us down a little bit more. And we'll go one notch of flap since we're in the white arc. Add some forward trim. High though. Currently we're getting a lot of wind going our way, which is kind of helping us actually slow down, because it's meaning that our ground speed is a lot lower than our indicated airspeed, and as you can see we're going like I'm going slow right now, but losing a lot of altitude in the required amount of time. Okay, let's add some power back, and we'll start our turn to final. Not so much power. I don't wanna climb. I'll go 2 notches of flaps too, so we make this a nice and soft landing. Even though I kind of want a catastrophic landing here. Okay, we'll announce final.
Victor Bravo Tango traffic. Cessna November 995 Charlie Sierra is on final. Runway 18 to land. Kilo Victor Bravo Tango.
Okay, down we go. Very cool airport. I like that little lake thing that it's got going around it there. That's neat. That's a cool differentiating factor. Also, those trees are so in the way, guy. Very fun.
500.
Coming in steep. I'm gonna go 3 notches of flaps here. And we are coming in very steep. Because of those trees. Okay. Over the runway, and let's stop the sink, at least try. Okay. And wait. Oi. Oi yay. Ooh. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. For a second there I thought my wheel chucked out, but I think that was just me doing a very poor landing. Let's just see real quick. Oh no, it's still alive, but let's do an instant replay on that travesty of landing. I think obviously I came in too fast. I think I should have trimmed. I should have come in slower and trimmed the aircraft. Yeah, I have full flaps here. Just remember that the instant replay with the a2a aircraft doesn't remember that. So yeah, I had full flaps, but I was obviously too slow or too fast. I should have come in slower and steeper and added power to the attitude instead. And well, I don't know what happened there, but that was maybe it was a gust, or I was trying to correct for the crosswind somehow, and the left wheel touched down first and made me bounce all over the runway. Oh well. Fun though. But, you know, I don't know what it takes to make those tires blow, because I sure have been giving them a workout with some fancy footwork. And by footwork I mean landings. Okay. Turn around up here. I'm leaning the engine not to foul the spark plugs. And I'll turn on the beacon, turn off the nav and strobe. I can also turn off the pitot. Did not mean to turn on the parking brake. And you can see here also we're still picking up the VOR. You can see this is in the center, so it's the right one. You can also tell because it's an Orbx freeware airport with some added scenery and fun things around it. Man, it's such a beautiful aircraft. I love my Kenny powers. Kenny, you're a looker. Oh, come on. Let's double check here too that we're at the right place, just so I know where to set up my next flight. Yeah, Kilo Victor Bravo Tango. where we want it to be, or where I wanted us to be. Very cool. So lovely flying this plane. I don't know, there's something really calming about flying the 182. It just works. And it's so annoying flying the TFDI 717 this weekend. It's so fun, and then you do something, and then it might be something completely inconspicuous, like you want to change the transponder code, and boom, everything crashes. And you're just like, what? And the next time you're flying, you change transponder codes, everything works again. I don't know what's going on, but I hope they fix it. I love it. I think it's really fun. Just want it to work consistently. Wow, okay, so let's assume this is our friend's pickup truck. We're stopping here because we brought him some illicit merchandise from the state of Missouri. Or something like that. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. If you like it, just leave a comment and let me know. Ask if you have questions. You can ask me questions. If you want to see more, you can subscribe. If you have, you know, if there's anything you wonder, just ask me a question. I try and answer as soon as possible. And yeah, please come back. And and check out my other videos. I made a bunch of these now. I seem to record everything I do in Flight Sim now. It's kind of like become my reason to do this. Well, not quite, but it's fun. Look at this. Look at this. Very cool. Very, very cool. I'm a big fan of Orbex and what they've done. They really have made this into something that's worth looking at, you know? I don't know, there's something about, I explained that it's, although I can see that the quality of everything, like the houses actually look like real houses. They don't have this sort of weird textures and stuff. I don't know, it just doesn't have the personality of this Orbex. Orbex scenery has. It really is too bad that Orbex didn't end up working with X-Plane. But whatever, it is what it is. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and feel free to leave a comment or subscribe. Bye bye.